Crafty friends, it's Jess from JessCrafts.com, and today I'm here with a card as part of Curly Q's Cake Smash Video Hop, which is celebrating her 1-year anniversary on YouTube and 5,000 subscribers. So it's a way to celebrate, but also to say thank you to all her subscribers. And there is going to be 5 awesome giveaways. The way to win the giveaways is to leave a comment on each of the videos in the hop. So you can leave a comment here on my video, and then in the video description find the links to the other videos along the hop, and be sure to leave a comment at each one. And there are 5 prizes from 5 amazing sponsors, including Lawn Fawn, Create a Smile, Mint Owl Studio, Gerda Steiner Designs, and Pretty Pink Posh. So for today's card, I challenged myself to create a birthday card to celebrate, but also to use a little bit of something from each of the companies. So you're going to see that throughout the video. And I'm starting with the Gerda Steiner Designs stamps, and I have stamped out 3 of the bunnies. I wasn't quite sure which one I wanted to use, and I thought, well, there's no reason not to have a few extra bunnies laying around. And I'm going to color this middle one here who looks like he's blowing a kiss. I am using my Prismacolor pencils to color in the bunny. I recently bought the pencil sharpener that Sandy Allnock recommends in order to keep my pencils nice and sharp, because I found that made a significant difference in how well they worked. And since I got such a great deal on my pencils, I figured it was worth it to make sure that I could use them well. However, I saw recently that Kathy Rakusin made a different recommendation from the Daily Marker about a cheaper handheld one that does the same thing, but they both recommend keeping your pencil sharp, and I can say that it makes a difference. It allows you to lay on lighter color, because with colored pencil, if you press really hard, you're going to start getting a waxy buildup, and then you can't layer the colors on anymore. So it takes longer to color, but you get a much better result if you just slowly layer the colors on. I usually start at the lightest to cover everything, then go to a medium and a darker. And as I get to the point where I feel like I have, this is going to be the darkest color that I'm going to use in a particular area, I do tend to start pressing a little bit harder, making sure that that color comes out a little bit darker, because I know I'm not trying to layer on anything else at that point. And so it's fine if there is a little bit of a waxy buildup and you can't layer on color anymore, because like I said, I don't tend to. So throughout this, I'm just trying to give a little bit of some drop shadows to the bunny. And something I have found with the Prismacolor pencils is when I'm coloring, I might get a little bit of like pencil dust, I guess you call it, on the image, and sometimes I go to like wipe it away with my hand, and then it smears, because I guess it reacts with the oil or the warmth of your hand. So I recommend if you have like some paintbrushes on your desk, maybe use that to brush them off. And so then the colors that I used were the cool grays. I used the 10%, 20%, the 20, 30, and 50%, and then I just used the peach color for adding the detail to his nose and ears. I set my bunny aside. I'm going to fussy cut it out and add it later to the card, but now I have a stencil from Mint Owl Studio. Mint Owl Studio carries stamps, stencils, and sequins. As many of you might already know, I was on their design team for a while and made videos over on their YouTube channel. So I encourage you to check that out, because there's a lot of great inspiration over there. And there's, it's not just my videos, there's videos from other people as well. So if you enjoy watching videos, that's a great other channel to check out for sure. I'm using Abandoned Coral Distress ink to just add a little bit of ink in the corner of this card panel. I knew that I would be trimming the panel down, but I wanted to make sure that I created a soft look first and to see how much area I wanted to cover. Basically, this is going to be the area that my bunny is sitting in, and it's going to create, going to draw your attention to the bunny with the pink color behind him. And so you see there that I'm kind of just holding up the bunny thinking like, oh, is this going to be enough space? And the other way to do that would be with the clear stamp too. And when you're using the distress inks, if you want to create a really soft blend towards the outside, I kind of imagine it like just barely touching the paper with your ink dauber, and also to wipe some of the color off helps. Like I said before, I'm going to trim down this panel because I wanted to add some of the Lawn Fawn paper. All of almost all of these companies, oh yeah, I think actually at this point all of them make stamps, because Pretty Pink Posh recently started making stamps, as far as I understand. They all make stamps, but I was like, I want to use some other things from all the companies, because I just didn't know if I get that many stamps on a card, although that might have been a kind of a cute scene to have like little critters from each company. But I was in a rush to make all of these videos before I left for vacation, so I kind of just mixed it up and used a different product from each company. So I have this pattern paper from Lawn Fawn, which actually has a similar design to the stencil from Mint Owl Studio. They both have that sort of crosshatch design that is referred to, like, I think the stencil is called waffle cone, because it has that pattern that's on the edge of a waffle cone. And I'm just trimming the smaller white panel half an inch less on each side, so it creates a pretty significant border. And then I'm going to take that little strip of extra blue paper and die cut a sentiment from Create a Smile. Create a Smile makes these really good small sentiments, and they're really perfect for card making, and it doesn't take up the whole card. Like, there's a lot of word dies out there that wind up becoming like a major element on the card and might be like harder to balance with a critter, because they do take up so much attention, and these ones are much smaller and fine detail, so I kind of like that as a different option. But it's just the birthday, and so I had to add the happy sentiment back, but I went back to the Gerresheimer Designs stamp set and added this hoppy, and I stamped it in Ocean ink from Mama Elephant, which is a pigment ink, so I can clear emboss it. I like to clear emboss pigment inks because otherwise they just never dry. I know everyone says, oh, just hit it with a heat gun, but even when I've done that, they don't dry. I just prefer to emboss them to make sure they're dry. If you don't want it to be glossy, you can emboss it with a matte clear and get the same effect and just not have to worry about it. And so I just tried to quickly emboss that. I would recommend you don't bring your heat gun right to your paper, like let it heat up first. I'm always so impatient with that, and I need to definitely get better. So once I had the hoppy there, I'm just going to add the birthday. I like to add two-way tape, or like double-sided tape, to my paper before I die cut. I use the Elizabeth Crafts two-way tape, and that tends to do it. That tends to work pretty well. You can die cut through it, and then I don't have to worry about gluing down all those little fine details. Once I had my card pretty much complete, I just needed something else from Pretty Pink Posh, and so of course I went for some sequins, because that is, we know, what Pretty Pink Posh is known for, and carries some beautiful sequins. I have this pack that was part of a Create a Smile exclusive kit, and I'm using the white sequins from it because I just wanted it to be like a really subtle shine that draws a little bit of extra attention to the bunny. For the most part, it's a pretty clean and simple card. I didn't want to add too many colors because, you know, I just can get back to that, making him the highlight, using that fun sentiment, and not needing to add all of the extra. I'm gluing them down with Multimedia Matte from Ranger. That's my favorite for sequins. I don't like the glossy accents as much because I guess tend to be a little bit messy, and I always have a little bit sticking out and adding shine where I don't want it. This is going to be it for my card today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've joined me from the hop, maybe you aren't familiar with my channel, and I'd love to have you subscribe. I share tutorials regularly. There's a bunch from the Newton's Nook release that came out this week. And so be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. You can, again, check the video description for all the other links to the blog hop. Enter for your chance to win by leaving comments on all the blogs. And that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Bye.